Okay. So I got asked the question, what are the price that people have to pay in life? So look, there's two types of prices that everyone has to pay. And it depends on, because you got little prices and you got big prices that you have to pay in life, whether you're doing the right thing or not. The difference between, the little prices that you have to pay and the bigger prices you have to pay is depending on what you do. Prime example of a big price that you might have to pay. Say, for instance, say you rob a store, right? Even if you rob that store and other stores a million times, it only takes one time for you to get caught and have to pay the price of jail time. Depending on when you go to court, if the judge want to make an example out of you, you can go for about at least 10 to 15. I'm just guessing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the exact number. It probably be larger or it might be in that warehouse. But the whole thing is that how you treat people can be a price that you have to pay. Like for instance, say that it was a person that, you know what I'm saying, you thought that was lower than you, that you thought that they weren't gonna be nothing, woo woo woo. And now they become something. Now you think you can be friends with them still, but they're like, oh no, bro, I remember what you did. I remember the things you said. You said I'd never be anything, and now I am something. Now you want to come around? Nah, that ain't how that work. So the price is that you gonna have to watch the person that you doubted or degraded like that, watch them rise and become the successful person, and then you're gonna be mad in your feelings about it. So you gotta be careful. Like I always say, you know what I'm saying? There's a price to everything. You know what I'm saying? So how you treat people, you know what I'm saying, depends on how big of a price you have to pay. Like even if you like for instance, if you, even if you're doing the right things, the price that you'll have to pay is a lot smaller. Maybe it'll be like, oh, you probably can't go here because of finances is slightly tight, like because you have to prioritize some things. But guess what? A few months or a few years down the road, boom, a big blessing come your way, and now you get to do something even grander than what you was gonna do at first. So prices can like deviate and change depending on the character that you are. So I tell everybody all the time, like, live your life in the way that you want God to see you. Like that's just one of my opinions anyway. Like my thing is I do right by all people. And even when I know people that are doing wrong by me or trying to take advantage of me in any shape or form, I don't waste the energy of ever getting mad, upset. I just move around. Because like I say, misery always love company. You know what I mean? And the one thing I never let anyone do is try to steal the joy I got going on. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep myself in a happy mood. So why would I let someone that's bitter try to make me unhappy? So make sure you don't do the same. You know what I'm saying? Let nobody try to make your good day. If your day going hecka good, don't let nobody come and try to like disturb that, bro. Like for real. Like people are gonna come and try to do that with every fiber of their being. But it's up to you to stay focused and be like, nah, I'm having a good day. I'm gonna continue having a good day. I'm not gonna let anybody try to ruin that, whether it's family, friends, or even kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's where, you know what I'm saying, discipline and, you know what I'm saying, stability and like understanding that sometimes you have to be able to give up something for a little bit, like hold off on it, and then celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? I think the wisest thing I ever heard in my life was Kobe Bryant, and the words he said was, he was like, I don't celebrate at the beginning, and I don't celebrate in the middle. I celebrate in the end because that's when I can look back on all the things that I did. And he said a lot of people get a lot happy. Like, no, he said a lot of people get really happy whenever they celebrate at the beginning, whenever they're getting things, or at the middle, and they try to rest at those two places, and they never progress any further. And that's something that like I kind of like carried. I'm like, right now I'm not trying to rest at the start. I'm not trying to rest at the middle. I'm trying to rest at the end when it's all said and done, so I can look back on everything that I have done, and at the same time enjoy the journey where I'm going. And that's the thing I think a lot of people lose themselves in, because the thing is that a lot of people want to rush the process. Like I said, there's a price we all have to pay, and even if you're doing the right thing, you have a small price you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? I think I told some of my family members this. I was like, life is like this. I was like, you got people that swim in ocean water and you have people that swim in bloody water. And the reason why I use that terminology of, you know what I'm saying, bloody water and ocean water is because there's a lot of people that swim in that bloody water. And the bloody water is like, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, offing people, whether it's treating people horrible, whether it's being a scammer, all the horrible things of life. And then you have the people that are in the ocean water, you know what I'm saying, which are, you know what I'm saying, people that are trying to do right by people but get taken advantage of, or that probably make mistakes but not grave mistakes. Like I said all the time, like, it's okay to make a mistake. Mistakes are okay. Little mistakes you can survive and you can, you know what I'm saying, repair, you can refix those. You can, how can I put it, like, you'll have the opportunity to make amends with little mistakes. But big mistakes are things that you can't take back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are a person that, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to be a dope boy because of your friends or whatever, and you end up getting busted and going to jail, it's and you learn after getting out of, like, oh man, I'm never doing that stuff again. Like, bro, I'm never going to jail again. Like, I'm getting back on the right path. Like, it took that one little mistake. I'm not talking about like you was doing some big boy stuff and then you try to change your life. It's a lot harder to do that because that's a bigger mistake. But I'm just talking about, like, if you a young dude that's trying to be something that you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? And you realize, like, man, this ain't the life for me. I don't want to live a life of going back and forth to jail and all that. I ain't trying to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, the gang life. I'm not trying to be a part of any of the nonsense that's in the world. I'm not trying to scam nobody, man. I seen what the consequences of doing that from people that have done it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta be very careful on who you associate with like that. So you gotta move yourself around. And it's not easy. It's because a lot of us are a product of our environment, but at the end of the day, it's up to it's up to us to make the decisions to try our best to do something different. You know what I'm saying? You can be, you know what I'm saying, from the hood, you know what I'm saying, where gang violence is normal, but it's up to you that either you can do something positive by just saying, okay, I see that this is what my environment is, but at the same time, I want to go to college. I want to, you know what I'm saying, or I want to get a good job. I want to, you know what I'm saying, start my own business and do some, you know what I'm saying, do something positive in life instead of saying, like, I'm around gang life, so I should be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, like, there's a price to pay on both sides. Like, and it's difficult. I think the best way I can explain when it comes to, like, paying a small price and a big price, or even on a deeper level, is using, you know what I'm saying, that there's a small consequence and a large consequence. Because small consequences is that even if you have your own business and you're doing the positive things, there's also withdrawals where it's times that business may take a dive, but you got to be able to weather those, and you also have to prepare for those. And then you have, you know what I'm saying, bigger, you know what I'm saying, flaws that could happen. Like, say if you try to start a business and you're trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, speed things up faster than it should be speeded up by cutting corners and stuff like that. And then now you have to worry about people trying to shut down your company, or something like that. Like, it's just like things comes with small prices and big prices depending on the difference, like, of how you're doing it. So be careful in the way that you operate in that sense. I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if I'm going deep enough to give you a good idea, but I'm trying my best to try to. But hopefully you understand. Like, the main thing I can say that I believe personally that really just, like, sums it up is that when you cut corners to try to get there fast, you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to understand that slow and steady wins the race always. I think it even says it in the Bible. That is, I think it's like, what is last shall be first, and what was first shall be last. I believe that's how the saying goes. I was trying to say it in a different way. I don't know, but anyway, only thing I'm just saying is just you got to understand, like, be careful in the choices that you make, because your every choice that you do make in life has a price, whether it's the right or the wrong. The difference is if you're going to try to chase something that's fast that won't last long, or if you're going to chase something, you know what I'm saying, with consistency where it can last forever and can be passed down through generations. So it's just by being careful in the steps you take. Like I know a lot of people want fast money. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like life is not about moving fast. It's about moving with purpose. That's just my personal opinion, personally. Because in time, like when it's all said and done, the things that you do and the things that you're trying to achieve affects you, but it also affects the people around you too. So you just got to be careful in how you move, because if you move in the wrong way, all the work and the time that you put into it can easily be destroyed. Only with consistency and trying to move smart, or what I would personally say, moving with purpose, can you truly elevate to the point where you can create that generational wealth. That's just my opinion. And that's the reason why I move in it. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. But the best thing I can tell you to try to answer your question, though, is mainly understanding that even if you're doing the right things, there's going to be sometimes low moments in it. But at the end of the day, like if you continue doing it, things will elevate in its own personal timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like it's God's timing, not mine. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I go by. And for other people, if you decide to, you know what I'm saying, try to rush it, the thing is that you're gonna miss things that you should have paid attention to it. Because the thing about elevating in life is about details. And that's something that I think people do not think of or do not pay attention to. Detail is the most important thing when elevating, because if you don't pay attention to those details, it's kind of like a foundation that wasn't done properly. So by the time you start building what you're trying to create, it can easily crumble with the lightest breeze, or with just a light storm that comes through. You know what I'm saying? And you want to have a foundation that is strong enough to be able to stand against anything that could come through to try to destroy what you have tried to create. So hopefully I answer your question some, you know what I mean? So peace.